run up, we all got somewhere to be. But not everyone got the drive to get done. This one's for the ones who move different, for the dreamers on wheels chasing purpose and a better life. Let's go. Let's go. She loading up before sunrise. He checking his tires under clear blue skies. They both got faith in a full tank. GPS locked up, the mission's clear. Just hustle and grace, we running it up, ain't no handouts. Just miles to chase from state to state. They carry the cargo dream. Teams are solo, they still supreme. We run it up, mile after mile. Faith in our heart, hustle is our style. We don't fold, we just shift them gears. Cargo dreams made the vision clear. We run it up, we don't do small things. Moving like legends, wearing unseen rings. Every route, every mile, every late night thing. We kings and queens, living cargo dreams. He's out east, she's holding it down in the west. Both on the grind, no time to rest. He vlogs a road, she runs a book. Together they're the story world overlooks. Coffee in the cup, gospel in the mix. Manifesting goals off my 66. This life ain't easy, but it sure feels free when you're driven with purpose and building a legacy. Late nights, gas stops, praying through the rain. Turning breakdowns into breakthroughs again and again. Every load, every lane, every mountain climb. It's more than freight, it's a frame of mind. Mile after mile, faith in our heart. Hustle is our style. We don't flow, we just shift them gears. Cargo dreams made the vision clear. We run it up, we don't do small things. Moving like legends, wearing unseen rings. Every route, every mile, every late night thing. We kings and queens, living cargo dreams. For the ones who left comfort for the calling. For the ones still pushing when the night keeps falling. You don't just drive, you inspire. You build your lane and they will follow. You live in cargo dreams.
Yeah, my phone ding ding, that's another load. I lace my boots and hit the road. I don't waste time, I don't hesitate. Chasing paydays, I know God create. Hustle clean, hustle real, never cut no corners. Business booming from the city to the borders. When I feel tired, I remind myself quick. It's not luck, it's discipline mixed with grit. I'm on that money route, stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes. On that money route, stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes. On that money route, hustle loud, bank account shout, cover count. On that money route, hustle loud, bank account shout, cover count. On that money route, overnight grind, sunrise grind. You gotta have heart, you gotta have clear mind. Some days slow, but the bills don't care. So I keep pushing with a warrior stare. Invest in my gear, invest in my brand. I'm building something bigger than a van. Her wealth ain't just money, it's habits, it's peace. It's knowing how to grow what God increased. No shortcuts, just truth and cloud. Stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes. On that money route, stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes. On that money route, hustle loud, bank account shout, bank account. On that money route, hustle loud, bank account shout, bank account. On that money route, on that money route, on that money route.
We made it, fam. Whoo, what's good, baby? What's good? You got to give me a minute. I'm trying to let this AC kick in, and my body heat ain't calmed down yet. And I know you probably like, BG, what you talking about your body heat? Whoo-wee. It's kind of crazy because I told you y'all should know this by now about your boy. I don't see no negativity in everything. I see positivity. And I also believe God lines stuff up accordingly. Because tonight we're going to talk about, sitting still before you make a change. And part of that is about being proactive versus reactive. And in order for that to make sense, I got to let you know why your boy body heat ain't calmed down yet. So let's just put it like this. Right before, about 10 minutes ago, outside, I'm standing on the back porch, taking in the fresh air. And I turn my head over to the left because I caught something out my peripheral. Look, I say, man, that old snake just slithering across the concrete. And if you know anything about me when it comes to that type of stuff, your boy is going to be, I guess in that case, reactive. But you got to understand why. Let me tell you. So when your boy BG was in college, we on the basketball team had a dorm side. So we had our own dorms. And so, on floor, I guess you can say, in the dorms. And it was out there on the corner by itself. So we didn't disturb people because basketball team, we come in the middle of the night. We can go out in the middle of the night, travel games. So that way we weren't just going throughout the whole dorm. Well, our dorms got infected or whatever with spiders. And one of those spiders got your boy right on the old stomach. First time I got bit by a spider, didn't know that it went like that. And a couple of other cats got bit by spiders too. So your boy, when you see a spider around me, it ain't got no chance of living. I don't even take a chance. And that goes with other things, like a snake. And I told y'all my theory about snakes before. You can have 10 snakes coming at you. 3 of those snakes might be good. I don't know which 3 are the good ones. The other 7 are bad. So I just eliminate them all. And now your boy is trying to cool down because I had to be reactive in a situation because I normally am proactive. My house sprayed and all that stuff. But hey, every now and then, wasn't going to get through. And it got through. So your boy just got through getting rid of that snake. He's gone now, because for one, you get on my wife. She probably ain't going outside for the next 3 months. That woman do not do critters, creepy crawlers, nothing. So now your boy is trying to calm down from being reactive. And that was kind of what we was going to talk about tonight because it lines up with sitting still before you make change. I know you're probably like, BG, what are you talking about? That don't make sense. Well, in life and in business, there are going to be times where change is going to be necessary. Change is continuous. It never stops. And sometimes you need to sit still and get ahead of the change, that being proactive versus reactive, especially in this transportation business. That's why I tell you about researching, because it can cause you to be reactive. And when you're reactive, you're always chasing it. You're never in front. Think about life. Sometimes you'll be like, paycheck to paycheck. I can't get ahead of these bills. Things keep pushing me down. And it keeps you in a reactive state. I need you to get proactive. So in order to get proactive, sometimes you just got to sit still and come up with a great plan, strategy, and then build that plan out, systems. So you have to sit still before you make change. And some of you, I hope this ain't you, but we've heard of those individuals. I'm jumping in the cargo van business. I went, got this van. Now what do I do? And I'm like, oh, Lord. Now you got to be reactive because you already jumped in, went, bought a van, bought X, Y, and Z, spent all this money, and now you don't know what to do. You didn't come up with a niche. You didn't come up with what your plan was. And now you're going to be chasing it in a reactive nature. And we got to stop that. So tonight's live, we're going to be talking about sitting still before you make change. Now, before I get into that, the first step, because your boy got a story or two. That story I just told you wasn't necessarily part of it. But it happened, and we're going to refer to it, and it'll make sense as we go. So, yeah, let's holler at the fam first, and then I'm going to tell you the next part, the story that makes sense why I say you got to sit still before change. Let's holler at the fam. The Quicks is in the building on that money route. Yeah, that song be getting me. I be jamming, man. I be over there jamming. That money route be having me going. I love it. I love them. What's up? Nelson is in the building. What's shaking, fam? What's shaking? I love it. Everybody just be talking to each other. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Blue Marvel in here. I love it. JCM. JCM is here. The serpent didn't know who was messing with. I like how you put that spin on that. The serpent. on the Lord's Day. T-Dub is in the building. What's going on, fam? What is going on? And I know all of y'all we're going to keep going because I know y'all going to keep chiming in. But let me explain, because in order for me to help make sense of stuff, I'll tell y'all stories about my life because that's why I say personal development is necessary in order for business development. So when we were stationed in Italy, remember I told you that's when I met my one of my best mentors. And remember I told you the story about he was like, take over the yard. The base, that's what he called it. He from Houston. That's how we talk. And so one of the things that came up, opportunities, was for Green Dot instructor. So I was like, hey, I'll sign up. That's a base-wide event. Help get out the information. I didn't know what it was at the time, but it was Green Dot instructor. I eventually became the lead Green Dot instructor and took over the whole program for the base. So I was running the whole program, and that means tracking numbers, statistics. Because you know me, I'm competitive. I wanted our base to be the best in USAFE. USAFE is Europe, the best in Europe, and we were the number one base in Europe when it came to tracking the stats for Green Dot for 3-4 years, something like that. But yeah, let me tell you what Green Dot is. Green Dot is basically a program that's put together. What's the best way to say it? It's to make you help reduce power-based violence. Power-based violence could be something like stalking, domestic abuse, sexual assault, basically things where people use power-based. And power don't just mean muscle. It can be position, because you could position of power. And it requires you to try to get in front of that so that you're not a bystander. It's basically bystander intervention. And bystander intervention is why, think about the world we live in now. We see stuff happen, and the first thing people do is this: record. Most of the time, nobody jumps in directly to help. You see it from time to time. Some people jump direct. Their instinct is to jump and help. Where everybody else is like sitting back with the thought process of somebody's going to do something. Somebody's going to help. Somebody should, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's what Green Dot is. And basically, we were teaching that to the base to get people to be more proactive, to get ahead of power-based violence, and then also be reactive so that you can spot the situations. Like part of that came into that is suicide awareness. Remember I told you the story about one of my chiefs whose family member said, hey, chief, he had to go home because his nephew committed suicide. And he was like explaining different stuff. And his family member was like, what are you talking about? How did you, because he's asking, why didn't y'all see the signs? Why didn't you see the signs? And they were like, how would you know the signs? And at the time, because I had already done the training on the base a couple of years, he was like, well, on our base, on our instructor, Sergeant Graham, was going around and teaching the Green Dot, and it teaches suicide prevention. And these are the signs. And they had to tell him like, hey, we're not in the Air Force. We don't get that training. Hence why we're here now. I take the knowledge that I know, combine it with the knowledge y'all know. We come together and we share it so that we can be more proactive. So with that being said, I want you to look at it's like three key principles inside of bystander intervention. Green Dot. That's to be direct. It's the 3 Ds: direct, delegate, and distract. Now, in case of a situation, I know y'all probably like, BG, what does Green Dot have to do with transportation in the cargo van? I'm getting to that. But you got to understand the Green Dot model so you can understand what I'm going to with the how it affects your business and personal life. So the part about being direct in the Green Dot model is it's like kind of saying, see something, say something. Whenever you see something, you don't just stand by and hope somebody else does something about it. You jump right in and you're direct with the individual. Say you see somebody, we're going to use scenarios. At a bar, the young guy's at a bar, and he's bothering a young lady. She doesn't want to be dealing with him, but power-based. She doesn't feel safe enough to dive in and just tell him, leave me alone. But if you see it, what do? You go up there and you be direct with that individual. Hey, got a young man, this young lady doesn't look like she feels like being bothered. Or if you that's being direct. Now delegate in that same situation. If you're the person that don't want to jump in and get in the way, you might go tell the bartender like, hey, that gentleman down there looks like he's bothering that young lady. Can you see if that's the case? You just delegated. You handed it off to somebody else to go check the situation. Or you distract. That's the third D. Distract can be something as simple as if you know for a fact that young lady's being bothered, you see where people go up and be like, oh, just walk up to the young lady like, oh, honey, I've been looking for you. How you doing? And you look at the guy and like, hey, this is my girlfriend. That'll get them to get away. Now think about other scenarios when you see something going on. One of the, let's see, like direct and delegate can go hand in hand. If somebody's on the ground, they're bleeding out, they're injured, you can run up and then tell somebody, you call 911, you go get the police, you give me a towel and a tourniquet. They're being direct and delegating exactly for people to do stuff in that situation. 3 Ds: direct, distract, delegate. Got me? You with me? And all of that is about green dot in order to be preventative and reactive. You want to stop the bad thing before it happens, but you also need to be able to react in the situation if something does happen. And I know you like, BG, you just gave us all that spiel about green dot. What happens with business? How does this affect my personal life? Yo, so let me go ahead and break it down. We're going to use the 3 Ds: direct, delegate, and distract. And we're going to line those up with being proactive and reactive inside of your personal life and business. Because remember, you need both. So, and you know we're going to use personal examples for you. Proactive and reactive. Say in life, we normally do it with our kids. The fire's hot. You tell your kids, the fire's hot. You're being proactive. Don't touch the fire. Don't touch the fire. You can hurt yourself. But at the same time, you're reactive, because if you got little kids, I don't know too many parents, when you got little kids, what do? You keep certain first aid stuff in the house: Band-Aids, wraps, alcohol, rubbing alcohol, hydrogen peroxide. We keep that stuff because we want to be reactive in the case our kids just don't want to listen and touch the fire. They burn themselves. Now you're ready to be reactive because you got the supplies on hand. That's just a personal life. Now apply that same logic to business. When I say don't just go buy a cargo van, do some research, know what you're getting into, know your niche, that's being proactive, because you sit down and you study. You know what type of van you need. You know what type of industry you want to be in. Do you want to do OTR? Do you want to be local, regional? Do you want to find contracts? Do you want to start with gig apps? Do you want to do a medical courier? You start doing research to know what's in your industry. Then you get involved in said industry. And if something happens, you're able to adapt, reactive. That's why your boy BG, it's other people too. I'm not saying just me. When they're like, hey, before you come in this game, get as many gig apps as you can. If you want to start on a load board or start with a dispatcher and a courier company, you can do that. But guess what? That's you being proactive. If something goes wrong with the courier, the load board, something like that, now you could be reactive and go get the gig apps that you already own, because you could still get money coming into your business. Instead of jumping straight in, no gig apps, and then something goes wrong, now you're scrambling and you're chasing your tail, trying to figure out how to get money for this business that you created before you did research because you weren't proactive. Now, that's where it comes into the sit still before you make a change. Right now, I'm going to sit still. I'm going to holler at the fam because I see them popping up, speaking to each other. We're going to holler because you know your boy, I'll squirrel in a minute and get behind and I'll be chasing the comments hard. I can't let the fam talk without me, so give me a second. Let's holler at the fam. Let's see who we got here. OC is in the building. What's going on, fam? What's going on? Oh, we got the general in here. What's going on? Hold on. Is that the general or the colonel I'm talking to? Which one I'm talking to? Who is I talking to? Am I talking to the general or the colonel? Or both of y'all? What's going on, fam? What's going on? Hey, quick, Grind said the fam and YouTube fan. Yeah, I know that's it's two different. Y'all get it. The links is in the description. Y'all know what I'm saying. Grind said is YouTube fam. Y'all all fam. We all fam together. It don't matter. But I love all of y'all. Yo, what's going on, Mr. Drive Time? And then everybody get to talking. The quicks. Shout out to the Mr. Drive Time. What's going on? The Mrs. Wash is in the building. What's going on? The First Lady. Yep, that's the First Lady. Hey, what's going on, everyone? What's going on, D? What's going on? Let's see who else we got in here. I love when y'all speak. Y'all think I'm just putting up here for the fun of it. Everybody speaking. Y'all gonna know we over here family and we speaking to each other because that's what families do. Didn't your mama teach you? Your daddy didn't teach you? When you enter a room, you speak to people. That's being proactive. Let me stop because I've been here cracking jokes with myself all day long. What's going on, Nelson? Nelson, hey. The transporter is in the building. Now, if y'all not caught up, y'all know why your boy still up here cooling. I'm cooling down, but y'all know why. Me and the snake had to go outside and have a wall-to-wall conversation. that's that old military stuff. What's going on, Nelson? Let's see. How they transport a money man. Yep, that transport out there getting it. Just general. It's just the general is in the building. Them Carolina boys be staying in this thing deep, and I love it. I love it. What's going on? Steady grinding out there, getting it. What's going on? Fun with FinDog. I know you out there collecting all them bags. Hey, did everything get turned around? You good now? Keep me up to date now. Keep me up to date with everything that's going on. How that situation going with that unlimited mileage? What's good? Trailblazers in the building. Now that we not set still before we made change, we're going to talk about, remember the 3 Ds, being direct, delegate, and distract. Because I tell you all the time, everything that you've already learned in life, been through in life, it plays a part in starting, running, maintaining a business, and maintaining your life. Like you went through school. We talk numbers all day long. You have to learn how to count first. You can't count money if you don't know how to count. That was part of your school. You can't read BOLs and all that. You never took English class. See what I'm saying? We ain't going that deep. You get it. So direct, delegate, and distract. Inside of your business, when I say sit still before you make a change, that's the direct part. You have to sit down, look at whatever business you want to start. Look at your personal life, and you need to be direct. We're in the business of making money, right? Right. So if we're in the business of making money, I need to be direct and tell my money where it's going. That's why we talk about CPM. That's why we talk about COL. That's why we talk about these things. We talk about what your rate per mile. We talk about all those numbers. But inside of that, we know the percentage, but are you being direct with where that money goes? Do you hear the people that say, hey, make sure you we got different rules. Some, you heard of 60-20-20, you heard of 80-20, you heard of 40-40-20. That's you telling where your money going. But that's on the broad scale. When you got to sit before you make a change and jump into something, you need to know what you're doing it for. It's easy to get on social media, watch something, and be like, hey, they say they make $10,000 a month. I want to go get $10,000 a month. That's $2,500 a week. And you want that money, but do you already have a plan for where that money's going? Because that's part of wealth building. Part of wealth building, you got to direct your money, saying you going here, you going here, you going here, you going here. That's the direct part. Don't worry, we're going to dive deeper in all this. I just got to tell you how the green dot affects your business. This is sitting still and mapping all this stuff out. And then the delegate. You already directed your money going different places. But before you jump out there and make the business, you got to delegate how your money going to go. You got to remember, I tell you, got to have an account, checking account, savings account. They always just say, go get your business a checking account. But you don't delegate which account does what. Do you have a maintenance account? Do you have a business account that's for personal expenses? Do you got that emergency credit card that you delegate? I'm not going to touch it unless it is an emergency. Because then if something comes up in this emergency and you got to delegate that emergency card, now you got to know how to direct money back to that card to pay. You see what I'm saying? You got to have these. These are the systems, a part of the strategy. The strategy is 10,000. The system is how you build it within the business. And then there's the distract. That's the part where, because you know what distraction is, where you got to create a diversion whenever something comes up. What's a good example? Flat tires, the gas change. You gotta distract something. So when something comes up, that distraction could be you. That distraction could be the system, that the strategy you have in place. Like say you want to go to OTR, but something goes wrong with your van, you can't, and you got to do something else. You got to come up with a different solution because something happened in your business. All right. What's the best way to spin this around for y'all? Because I want y'all to get this sitting still part. So you sit still, you make a strategy. Once you make the strategy, in our case, we talk about the circle a lot. Once you make systems inside of that strategy, now don't get me wrong, you're not going to have it all right in the very beginning. Remember, we said this in many, many videos ago. The whole thing is to create a plan and create a strategy. And as things divert and change, then you alter the strategy. Remember, I told you, like the movie Final Destination. Something happens, you got to alter and switch things around. Distract it. I swear, y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get tired of me. If y'all get what I'm saying, let me know in the comments, because you know your boy, I'll be talking and I'll be like, I hope they getting what I'm saying. But yes, it's like the movie Final Destination. You remember the movie Final Destination when the guy fell asleep on a plane and he jumped up and said, "Get me off this plane." Everybody in there was like, whoa, what's going on? Bystander intervention. Some people was like, he's crazy. Some people was like, go direct. You remember the sister was like, go get your friend. She delegated and was direct and told him to go. The dude that jumped up was direct. We have to get off this plane. Some people got off, some people didn't. And so when they got off the plane and they were standing in there and they watched it explode in the sky, they just distracted the whole plot of the movie. Now everything else is going to start changing course. You remember how they used to show the fuel line going from seat to seat to seat to seat? That's what your personal life and your business is doing. Now that you've changed the course of what was projected to happen, now you have to be reactive in what you do next. All right, that plan didn't work, so I got to get in front of it again. Don't worry, I'm going to spin this around because I've told y'all all this. I just didn't break it down like this. And as things kept happening in the movie, death just kept trying to get them all types of ways. But they kept, if you notice in every movie, in every situation, depending on the person, you saw somebody be direct. It was like, hey, guy, we need to do this, X, Y, and Z. And they'll be like, you go over there and close up all the doors. You go and put all the sharp knives away. They were delegating. And then if something happens that would alter it, death might make the door open just enough and make the wind blow the broom down in the broom because it's distracting. Then they had to counter it again, being reactive. That's what is happening in your life and business. That keeps you, that's what's keeping you in that constant, what's the word I'm looking for? That keeps you in survival mode, like the movie Final Destination. The whole time we didn't know what was going on in their personal life. We didn't see them eat. We didn't see them go nowhere. We didn't see them nothing. Why? Because they stayed in survival mode. Because they never got to sit still to cause the change. It was towards the very end of the movie. What did they do? Every time when it's like 3-4 of them left, now all of a sudden they like, all right, we need to sit down and come up with the plan to get ahead. And then they like, who also has been? And they look and research. And they find somebody that this also happened 2 years ago. Then after they do that, they go find that person who all of a sudden becomes their mentor in the movie. And they make a whole new plan how to get her using strategies that person went through, but they incorporate it into their system. And then they find a way in the movie to beat them. But it took them first sitting still before they made the change, after they already had to go through all the other preventative and proactive and reactive measures. See, that's what you're doing in your life. That's what you're doing in your business. And how do I know that, you say? BG, how do you know what's going on? Because we talked about this. You just wasn't listening to me. Now we connecting the dots. So how the best way? What I can't even think of the name of all the videos. You know what? Hold on. Before I go there, let's holler at the fam, because I know I'm going to tell you how that Final Destination movie and all the stuff that we've been putting in videos, how they all be tying together. You just got to go back and watch them. If you're new, fam, day one, fam, I know you got it. I know some of y'all going to go back and watch and be like, let me see if I missed something. Let me holler at the fam right quick. Let's see. On the money route. You right about it, Nelson. We all trying to get on that money route. Steady grinding. Happy birthday, fam. Yes, I almost forgot. Happy birthday, fam. You know me. Before we even get going, so we're going to stop before we make a change. And you know your boy. We're going to sing. Oh, if y'all don't know, Steady Grinding is a few people, but this is Clyde we talking about. We talking about Clyde. That's Big Bro. We're going to sing him happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Big Brother Clyde. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my boy. May God bless you to see many more, man. Celebrate, enjoy it. Happy birthday. Now, I ain't going to sing you all other versions. You want to hear all other versions, y'all going to have to sing it to him. That was me singing it to him. And don't make me have to go pull my Barry White voice out again. I know how melodious. Is that a word? I don't know. I can't think right now. We'll go with it. It sounds good. Melodious, my voice sounds. Happy birthday. Hope you get some rest. Yes, get some rest, fam. Get some rest. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thanks from L2. Man, this is good. Thank you, General. Thank you for letting me. Cause I be thinking I'm going crazy over here sometimes. We got you, we get you. Okay. I'm not going crazy. So y'all with me. Big bro, did you get some rest today? Nelson, did you get some? No, again, happy birthday. Let's see. LOL. I can't with you, Mr. Dry Time. Happy birthday. All right. So now let's bring this all back around because y'all get it now. We did the final destination brain. I even told y'all that's how my brain works. And we talking about your business when you're being proactive, reactive, direct, delegate, distract. Now, it goes into play because this is part of that communication tactics when we talk about how to negotiate, how to talk to brokers, knowing your rates and what your, remember, I always tell you, know your number. Remember, we talk about this. Know your number. The reason you need to know your number, because just like in the movie, your number is going to be different than everybody else. But we can all work together and get to our own perspective numbers. But sometimes, like I said, it takes time to sit still and understand things. I know inside of Grind Setters, when we talk about so much stuff, we come to find out the way we help each other looks so much different. With inside of the Grind Setter community over there, you have the individuals that are great at, I don't know, providing research information. Then we have the individuals that are great at explaining their experiences and what they see in real time while they out there on the road. We have people that are real great at saying what they see behind the research, basically working together like, hey, I see this. Now, when we were talking about what we've seen, I'm going to go back to some of these videos when we talk about being proactive and reactive. Remember when we were doing that same CPM formula, we've mentioned this before when we talk about gas, being proactive. And I say I always round up. The round up is being proactive. We got the baseline. So that when something like when the gas prices shot up, we didn't have no control over that because that's the whole part of a business and your personal life. You can only control the stuff that you can control. Don't try to control everything. We can't tell the gas prices what to do, but we can be proactive and get ahead of what said gas prices what they need to look like. So that means sit down and make a plan before you make a change. Now, think about some of them lows I told you about. And they be like, baby bag, got your boy another baby bag. And I told y'all this baby bag don't got nothing to do with personal. It don't got nothing to do with going into business fund. This baby bag goes straight to the maintenance and gas. Being proactive, because you know in this game, you cannot be, you don't know when the breakdown going to happen. You don't know when a flat tire going to happen. You don't know when politics come into play and change gas prices, but you need to be proactive because it's, remember green down. It's power-based violence. Remember, power ain't just about muscle. Power is position. We are not the president. We ain't the vice president. We ain't the House. We ain't the Senate. We ain't none of them. But it feels like sometimes they attacking our pockets. So how do you have to do that? You have to get in proactive, reactive, instead of proactive plans and then have backups as the reactive plan. Because power-based violence, it just looks different for everybody. It looks different for everybody. Everybody ain't the same. But that's what you're doing. You're basically finna green dot your life and your business. And you do that by getting ahead. So with that being said, hopefully you learned your lesson. When I told you to redo your CPMs. I told y'all in this video. Multiple videos, redo your CPM. But this time, because the current gas prices, for example, where I'm at, the gas prices are hovering around back down now to $3.60. $3.50 in some places. But guess what? My CPM had jumped to $4. I rounded it. I put it at $4 from $3 because years ago it was $3 because back then I was getting gas for like $2.50. Now it's at $4. And I still round up that CPM so it covers everything so that I'm proactive and reactive. It's proactive in the beginning when I did the $3, but by being proactive when something changed within my entire system and my strategy, now I can be reactive. By being reactive, I moved it from 3 to 4. No panic. If you notice, when certain things happen, especially with gas prices, we seen it. Y'all look at the same social media I do. we saw a lot of panic because that small, I know it was huge on our pockets, but that small change put us back in survival mode for some people. But you wouldn't be in survival mode when you start knowing how. That's why we talk about numbers so much. Because I promise you, if you understood the numbers, when you understand the base number, and you hear your boy, I tell you all the time, base, foundation. It's not that I only want you to get $1 back then, only $1 a mile. I want you to get $1.50. I want you to get $1.60. I want you to get $1.75. I want you to get $2. But I gotta have you with a baseline to know that's the foundation, because that baseline is what keeps you from being reactive. Instead, you're proactive. And the only way you do that first is you got to sit still and before you make changes to your whole life. Because what we do, and this, remember all the things I told you, don't go out there and spend the cargo van money. Don't remember all those times I said that. Let me explain that lesson why I learned you don't go out there and spend the cargo van money. And I know I ain't the only one that's guilty of this. So if y'all guilty of it, go ahead and tell me in the comments. Whenever you start a job, whatever you're getting paid, salary or hourly, you start that job, your life is built around that. You're building your life. And as soon as you get a raise, your life goes up. You make your life go up. Then you get another raise, your life goes up. Then you get another raise and you exponentially put your life up. And if something happens along that line that throws it off, because I'm just as guilty. I was getting raises. I was E3, E4. E5, I'm like, yes, get a bigger car, get a better house, get an X, Y, and Z. Take my family on all these vacations. One time I got a made rank, and the first paycheck, I'm like, this whole first paycheck, we taking a trip, and I'm going to blow the whole thing. And we did. We went to Croatia, me and the family, and I blew the whole check. That check hit on the first, we was already in Croatia. Blew the whole thing, thousands of dollars, just gone. We was getting massages. We was at an all-inclusive resort, just blowing it. And then once the money was gone, and if something happens, like a flat tire, you looking like, oh my God, what do I do? That's what we do in life. That's what we do in business. Now we're back to survival mode. That's why you see people online be like, man, don't get me wrong. I know the economy, power-based violence, is totally different. Totally different now than what it was back then. But you'll hear people say, man, I'm making $30 an hour and I feel like my life was doing a lot better when I was making 20. And you're like, how is that? I'm just as guilty. Because we didn't sit down before we made changes, because those changes that we made was, let me buy a nicer car, a bigger house. Let me take my family on vacation and blow the whole check in Croatia. We weren't making changes and putting that money where it needs to be before we moved on. That's where the survival mode, and that's what's keeping you in it. That's why when me and you talking, I'm like, don't do this. Try. Again, my word ain't go. These are just what BG is doing on the journey, and I'm explaining to you how my family is here right now. And the people that crack jokes and be like, hey, y'all must ain't been watching BG from day one. There's a reason my BG say, oh, I'm just doing this because I want to help you. That's why BG be your test dummy, because, hey, if it helps you in any type of way, like, hey, I got an extra $10. Let me see what this works. So I can come back and tell you there's a reason for that. Because when I say, what's the best way to say this? When I say I want you to hit a level of success, I want you to hit the success that you can use your gifts to live in your purpose. Because when you hit that level, I promise you, it looks totally different. I'll give you some examples. You ever notice that certain people, like when Oprah hit a certain level, she's like, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. And people are like, it's a tax write-off. It might have been a tax write-off, but she was at a place in her life where she can now give back. You see people donate, and like you donate, because there's multiple levels to this. There's a difference between you driving down the street and you see somebody on the side of the road with anything will help, and you donate $5 to help that individual. You put yourself in a position that you can hand that $5 out. We've heard the saying of don't let somebody borrow money if you can't afford to not get it back or can't afford to just give it away. When you hit certain levels, because you sit down, you make plans before you make change. Remember, direct, delegate, and distract, preventive and reactive. That power-based violence, when you hit those certain levels, instead of power-based violence, now you can be a power-based helper. That's when you sat down, built your life, built your business. So now you have the power to be like, hey, here goes $5. Go get yourself something to eat. Here goes $10. Be a blessing to somebody. And they be like, pay it forward. It's multiple levels. It ain't always the wealthy that do it. You probably already doing it now. And so now I'm trying to get you to lock in, sit down and make a change. Make a change in your life. But you can't make that change till you sit still and make a plan so that you can get to that point and you can delegate your money any way it goes. And the reason you heard me say direct and delegate, not distract. Boy, I feel like a chef boyardee over here the way I'm cooking right now. The reason I didn't say distract, because at that same part and that same level, when you get there, nothing distracts you anymore. Remember how we started this show? Just outside getting some wind, right? Getting some fresh air right before it. It's a snake over there, man. Came right in the house. Come on, shovel. Ding, 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 ding. Trash. It wasn't a distraction for me. When I walked out that door, I knew I had 15 minutes before the show started. When I saw it, I knew I can get that up. Get it up. Because if I didn't have time, I got boys. Hey, man, come out here and get this. I could have delegated it. I could have did all that. But it wasn't a distraction for me. I can knock this little task out and go and get out the way. I say that because we talk business, talk personal. I won't think about it. You get to a certain level because you're talking about survival mode. There's no distraction when you get to a certain level. I know myself. I remember this started back in Italy. Like, walking down the street. Flowers. I'll take that. My wife wants it because I'm not in survival mode. And then be like, I remember the first time I did it and I handed some flowers. She was like, because we had been in survival mode for years. And I handed her some flowers. She was like, what's this for? It's Wednesday. And it became a running joke. Anytime she would get flowers, it'd be a random Wednesday. And it's just Wednesday. Because you're not distracted by nothing. That's why in the military, like for certain secret clearances and getting to certain levels of office, they look and be like, hey, let's see if this person has financial issues. Let's see if this person is in a lot of debt. Let's see, because that person will be in survival mode. That means that person is more vulnerable to somebody coming in there and bribing them to take money to give out military secrets. When you're in business, especially in this cargo van, when you get in that survival mode, that's when the brokers start giving you loads that you probably shouldn't be taking, but you're taking them because you're in survival mode and I need to get that next 500. I need to get the next 1,000. I need $250 to pay the electric bill. We $300 short on the rent and I got to get it over there. It's Wednesday and the money ain't going to hit till Friday for the food stamp. So I got to get $150 to put some bread, peanut butter, and jelly in the house to feed the kids. You're in survival mode. You're being reactive versus proactive. You just became a victim of your own green dot situation because you're in that survival mode. Now, granted, this is the part about survival mode that people don't necessarily take in consideration. Like I told you, we still got it's one more video coming because you notice the videos we've been doing. We talked about the niche, the region, and one more video that I got to give y'all for downtime. When you're in survival mode, sometimes you got to understand, and I've been there, I promise you, you got to sit down and breathe and be like, am I already? And you see, a lot of people are doing it now. They like throwing their hands over, I'm in survival mode. It's like I'm doing it for no reason. I'm running in circles. In survival mode, you still sometimes might have to be like, yeah, it's tight right now, but I'm finna sit still. I'm already in survival mode. You know how you be like, what else can go wrong? I don't want nothing to go wrong, but that's what we do. What else can go wrong? Lord Jesus, what happened? You got to sit still. I know you need that money tomorrow. Got to get that $20 by tomorrow. We all heard the sayings, but I need you to sit down and breathe and make a plan. Sit still before you make a change and go buy a van before you know what to do. Sit still before you make a decision. You say you're the head of the family and you make a decision for your family that puts y'all in more situation. And I get it. I've done it. I told you I'm a work in progress. I still do it. Only difference is I'm a happy person when it happens. Sometimes I put us in situations because I'm overly helping. I got a whole mentor, Barbara A. Smith. She's a speaker. And one of the reviews she gave me, because it was one of them exercises, we were giving feedback. Because I told you, your boy, I take constructive criticism. And she basically said, one of my biggest flaws is that She called me Billy Graham Jr. One of Billy Graham Jr.'s biggest flaws is that he will help to the fault of his own and put others before himself. Yeah, that's me. That's I told you I'm still working on that with myself, because that's what also keeps you in survival mode. Because 9 times out of 10, if I ask you right now, which you gonna relate to this, a lot of times we're in survival mode because we're overextending. I'm not telling you not to help people. We're overextending and we're helping others, which is nothing wrong with that, because it goes both ways. Some of my biggest failures in life came at the hands of helping others. But guess what? After I sat still and thought things through and understood where it needed to go, and I started moving how God wanted me to move, my greatest wins and success also came from helping others. Only difference is I sat down and made a plan first before you could start helping others. Before Oprah said, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you saw her become the first Black woman to be on the television news doing interviews like that. She had to put work in an era, in a time where nobody was letting Black women in. She was putting that work in. She sat down and made the different changes. She sat down and learned how to direct, delegate, and distract. She sat down and became proactive so that when situations arise, she can become reactive. And it got her to a position to when she finally can give back and say, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. We can do this for all types of people. You know the famous people. You know the famous people, but that all sat down and you started having to map out, final destination, how things were going to go in your life. Before I keep going, because I got to go holler at the fam. I got to go holler at the fam because them comments jumped on me and I saw them. Ooh, Lord, I got behind. My bad. My bad. Let me go back up here, boy. It's going to be behind. I got to play catch up. I want to sing Uncle Luke's birthday song. No. I came with the transporter. Hey, everybody. Hey, the wifey said, hey, everybody. Hey, Miss G. Hey, Miss G. Hey, Miss G. Miss G. Heard it was a snake on a plane. I mean, in the yard. Don't get her. No, say snake on a plane. Last time y'all said something about a plane, y'all had me all the way in Thailand. Snake on a plane might not be. Let me stop. That's crazy. We had a snake in our sunroom the other week. I said, it's that time of year, man. It's that time of year. I grew up partly half and half city boy, country boy my whole life. So, yeah, I'm used to it. Hey, Billy, I just joined. Are you sorting loads by partials since the DAT board doesn't have a lot just under sprint? This is an actual title of a video. I haven't made it yet, but we was going to talk about this at one of the loads, and I want everybody to understand. And I remember, direct, delegate, distract, proactive versus reactive. There's no way to separate. You could separate it on there, partial, full, or both. I do both, but change your mindset. There's no such thing as a partial loan. For me and Chip, there's no such thing as a partial. Everything's a full load. Whenever you put something in the back of Chip, you're going to give me full load price. I don't care if it's one pallet and I got two spots left for 2 more pallets. I get another pallet and I find the load, they're going to pay me full load on that one as well. Think about I guess a few videos back. As a matter of fact, it's towards the end of last year. Had a 2 loads picked up in Houston. Both of them went to Ohio. They were separated by like 100 and something miles between the 2 deliveries. And I got full price on both loads. There's no partials for me. There's no partials in this business. I have to be, I won't let the broker, because remember, power-based violence is not always, and that ain't violence all the time. People don't purposely try to get you, but people have to watch their pockets before they watch yours. They're not concerned about your business. They don't care about your business. They don't care about you feeding your family. So in my opinion, not again. That's why I said it's friendly competition. I don't try to put nobody down, but knowing that I got to feed my family, I'm going to negotiate and move and talk in places that it's only full loads. Now, don't get me wrong. Brokers still going to put stuff on there and say, nah, it's only one pallet, 200 pounds. I know it's going 500 miles, but I'm giving you $200. Remember, I told you this before. That means it ain't my load. I ain't mad at them. Hey, I hope you have a blessed day. Good luck on moving your load. I hope it gets there safely. That ain't my load. I don't look at partials. It might say partial on the board, but when I call, it's going to give me full rate. I only get paid for full rate. No partials over here. Don't look at it. Even though it says partials, check both in DAT. but you negotiate at full rate. I'm always in survival mode. Not the way you out there moving transporter. Don't give me that. Pastor used to be, you have the system now. Yeah, I'm doing my best to make sure everybody get the system and the strategies and all that stuff. But yeah, once you figure it out and understand, but the first part of that is sitting still and making the change before you jump off the porch. You hear all the same thing. If you want to do something, you got to jump off the porch. I want you to jump off the porch. But after you jump off the porch, do you run straight? Do you run left? Do you run right? Do you have to circle back around to the back of the house and go the other direction? When you jump off the porch, which way you going? I tell y'all, when you listen to people say stuff, and we're going to get on this. When you hear people start saying stuff, you got to start thinking, I told you, there is no box. We've talked about that already. They try to put you in the box, but they can't put you in the box because it's only one you. If it's only one you, how can you be in the box with everybody else? There's no box. So when people tell you stuff and you hear certain people say certain things, then, like, I saw somebody, and it was crazy because this person was like a money person. They told somebody, we talked about 10x. They say it was like, you got a 25x your money. I saw this the other day. I don't even remember the person's name. I ain't saying go find them because it ain't no beef. I told you, everybody do their own thinking, their own numbers. I'm just saying because I do baseline numbers. I got to know the base first. And so they said 25 extra money. So if you want to make 250,000, because you want to look ahead, that's what they said. You want to make 250,000. So that means you need to take 25 extra money. That means you need to have this many millions. And I'm like, most people don't even make 250,000. And I'm telling you now, you don't need 250 to live a great life. You can live a great life on which. Not telling you don't go get 250. Go get 250. But I'm talking about the baseline number. What's the base number that your life would change and you would live great? So 250, let's say that. Say somebody's making 80,000 a year and they're like, if I just had another 20,000. Remember, don't think of it like you do with raises back in the day. Because if you get the other 20, don't raise your life. But if I said double to 80, that's 160. That's less than 250. You'd be like, 160, I have an amazing life. See what I'm saying? Like, it's knowing your numbers. But again, no, it's a good. You got to get your system. I think everyone has made this a mistake. I know we have. Yes, we all get the raise and keep on going. Especially me. When I blew that whole paycheck, it was fun. It was fun. But that money should have been directed somewhere else. You should use both while on DAT low board. That way you are not missing anything. Yes, use both. Use both. Just negotiate at full rate for yourself. I'm getting there. Yes, sir. The transport, I feel you. I'm telling you, we're not going to keep, y'all ain't going to be in survival mode. Remember, I told you the 3 no's. You don't know that you don't know what you don't know. Now you know. So don't be telling me you don't know. We talk about this every live. When you sit down and sit still and decide to make that change, yes, it ain't. I told y'all this before. One load ain't gonna make you rich. But when you sit down and decide to make the change and you start sending it where it needs to go, doing what you need to do, directing, delegating, being proactive versus always staying in a reactive state. But because you're gonna have to react sometimes. But if you're in a proactive state on all the time and you're getting ahead of it, which we talk about it because now you know and we keep talking about it. Once you decide to make the change and you start working in that direction, you've already came out of survival mode. I know your pockets might feel a little bit survival mode, but now you have a plan for what you're doing. When you have a plan with a clear destination, it takes you out of survival mode. Like we just said, Final Destination movie. It was a reason certain characters kept making it through every single movie. Once you see something, say something. And then that person started making plans and making plans and making plans till they got to that last movie. They got a hold of, I forgot the older young lady's name. When they pulled up to her property, her whole house. Yeah, it looked crazy to other people, but her whole house was ready for everything because you plan and plan and plan. It took time, but once you exactly make the plan, you won't feel like you're in survival mode because you can now see what direction you're going. You can see what direction you're going. Remember I told you about the vision? I'll tell you, y'all gonna put together these videos pretty soon. Matter of fact, that one with the vision is in this book. When God sat down and gave that vision to you, it was one-on-one. It was not a conference call. He didn't tell everybody, I'll use you, Mr. Dry Time. He didn't say, Mr. Drive, this is Mr. Drive Time Vision. Everybody help him. That ain't how they work. It wasn't a conference call. He was talking directly to you. That's why the book's title, Mind Your Vision. Because we watch social media. I've just told you, I'm just as guilty. I'm like, oh, everybody else having fun. I'm finna blow my paycheck and go have fun with my family. Like I was doing the same thing everybody else did. I told you, he's still working on me. I still do it from time to time. I tell y'all all the time, sometimes he got to protect me from myself. But when you understand that and it's locked in on you, when you start moving along the vision that God has for you and your family, then you'll start coming out of survival mode. It might not be quick. It ain't like one load gonna all of a sudden solve all your money problems. That's not what I'm saying. But you can start seeing. It's a difference between seeing your savings account at 0, then a month later your savings account say 100, then 3 months later your savings account say 1,000, then 6 months later your savings account says 2,500. By the end of the year your savings account says 8,000. You sitting there like, hey, I can see where it's going. I see. That's the direct part. It'll make sense. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. There are many ways to utilize the DAT board. Keep asking the best community on YouTube. We want you to win at what you do. Yes, fam, we want you to win. We definitely ready to hit that level to be a power-based hit. Yes, that's what we getting to, fam. We all gonna get that. Second that, facts. Because I promise you, like, what's the best way to say it? I can't speak for everybody. I'll use me, and I ain't telling y'all what to do. This is just an example because people, what's the best way to say it? When somebody say, BG, you did a one-on-one for you with you for $25. Like, that was great. We appreciate the information. Remember, I'm just trying to separate who is who and who really needs the help. It wasn't never, it's about the money, but it's not about the money because obviously I told y'all one of my things is, and I had mentors and countless people say it, I overextend and I overextend myself. I do it. I still do it to this day. But that's what that is for. Like, I know the grind setters in here. Some people be like, joining the grind setters costs $300. Okay, I don't tell nobody to do nothing. I don't explain nothing. I don't even go in deep detail about what's going on in grind setters. I talk on the surface level. But somebody might be in grind setters and be like, we in here doing all this for $300. See what I'm saying? Like, that's that part of you remove the distraction. I remove. That's the best way to say it. Y'all know your boy. I don't like scammers. I don't like frauds. Again, everybody ain't a scammer and a fraud. Some people just, with their information, does not line up with what you're trying to do. So you'll come back and be like, that person scammed me. That person was a fraud. We know the ones that are obvious that take your credit card information and steal it because you was pumping gas. We know the obvious ones. But sometimes everybody isn't, I told you this before, isn't a scam or fraud because they did something that just didn't work for you. That didn't make them a scam. It just meant that you didn't do your research. You weren't proactive in your research to get that green dot. Evidence-based. That's the whole point. Evidence-based intervention. You didn't intervene for yourself by making sure the evidence was based on things that you needed. That's why I say make sure you do your research. Because when you do that, then you can know. So when somebody over here, and y'all know me, and I want to separate the two, the reason that price is what it is for grind setters is because I had to move the distraction of, I'm not finna teach the scammers and frauds what I took 20-something plus years to know. All them, my background in the military, all the courses like Green Dot that I led, the troops that I led, the people that I helped, the people that helped me, mentors and mentees, all the different degrees in schooling and certification. I didn't do all that to go give it to them for free. Not the scammers and frauds. So when you be like, BG is 300, I don't know. Some people might be like, hey, that 300 is well worth it. People look at BG and be like, I joined BG, but that ain't what I needed you. They might think I come out for scam. I don't know. You got to ask that individual. But all I'm saying is that's the reason, to separate the distraction. I remove distractions in my life. It's more to it than that. It's a way I break it down. I just told the grind setters this past Wednesday in the Wednesday Night Live how I break down the distractions. But yes, that break down the distraction. And when you figure out how to break down the distraction, it helps you get out of survival mode. And as generals say, it helps you get to the level where you can become a power-based help versus having to be a victim of power-based violence. Again, power ain't just about muscle. Sometimes it's about political situations, supervisors. It can be somebody that's in a position that's above where you're currently at, no matter if it's strength or not. Y'all get it. I love your I love your walking music. I can't with you. Yeah, tired of survivor mode right now. Yeah, it is stressful. Lord Jesus, I understand. We twins. I can't with y'all. Woo, you talking to? Hey, I'm trying. Thank you, General. I appreciate it. I'm glad I don't sound crazy over here. Before helping others, we need to help ourselves. Yes. That's the part about the whole lie tonight. Sit still before you make a change. We normally make changes in our life, big and small, before we make sure we're in a position to make the change. So the first part is sit still, make the change in your life. You know what they say on the airplane, right? In the event of emergency, make sure you put your mask on before you help others. That's what we're talking about. Sit still before you make a change. Everything we talk about, from videos, the lives, and all that, I'm trying to tell you to put your mask on first before you help others. You get it. Hey, Miss G. If I see a snake, I don't know who delegated. But Mr. Dry Time can still run if I have to. Then I will go call grind setters to pray for my legs. Hey, find somebody to delegate. I've seen it. We've seen it. Have you not seen when they be like, yes, animal rescue. I have something in my attic or something under my house. Please help me. That's delegation. You've been doing the 3 Ds your whole life. You have. You've been delegating. You've been direct. You do it with your kids. You do it with yourself. Only problem that the 3rd D that got us in survival mode. It ain't always other people distracting us. We be our biggest distraction. I told y'all that in another video we already did. Remember I told you sometimes you could be your own worst enemy. So in turn, if you can be your own worst enemy, that means you sleeping with the enemy because you are the enemy. We sometimes are our biggest distractions. I'm still a work in progress on that. Sometimes I'm telling you, we've been doing the 3 Ds our whole life. The only difference is, and it's normally after school, college, whatever your career is, we've never been proactive. Think about it. This is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship requires you to be proactive because you're the boss now. People are depending on you to run this thing. There's no safety manual for you. There's no standard operating procedures, SOPs for you. There's no training courses that teaches you how to do certain things. You're the boss. You and whoever your support system is, whether that's your spouse, your siblings, y'all the ones got to come up with this. So you've never been in a position that you can be proactive. You've been in a position your whole life that you've been reactive. You didn't want to take that test and that pop quiz in school, but the teacher say pop quiz, you got to do it. You didn't want to go outside and run during PE, but the PE teacher said run, so we got to run. You didn't want to stay late and finish that, but the supervisor said we need you to stay late because you knew your job would be in jeopardy if you didn't. We've been in reactive mode for the longest, and I'm trying to say because you're going to react to certain things, but I'm trying to get you into the proactive side, and part of that is knowing how to delegate, direct, and in some cases, stop being your biggest distraction. Yep, we getting there. Pastor's Mr. Dry Time, not me. Don't y'all be messing with me. Really, bro? I can't. Yeah. They gonna call the quicks to go get the snake. If I have to run too far, the snake may win. I can't with you. Yes, Trailblazer. Calculated jump. People just been telling us to do stuff because we were being reactive. You heard somebody say, jump out the porch and go do it. And you're like, yes, I can do it. Remember, we talked about that. We said this in videos. Some of y'all don't need motivation. Y'all need inspiration. It's a difference. Motivation is somebody else, an outside force that's driving you to do something. Inspiration is that inside, that thing that's burning and ignited inside of you that is driving you to do something. A lot of people right now, that's why I say biggest distraction, you are going and running off of somebody else's motivation instead of using that motivation to inspire you. Remember, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Power-based violence, remember, position. That's why Michael Jordan got cut from the team in high school. But he didn't let that. It lit an inspiration inside of him and a fire, and he said he'll never get cut again. And years later, he's sitting there at UNC hitting the jump shot to win a championship. All you don't need motivation, because some motivation ain't good motivation. All motivation ain't good. Some is, some ain't. But like Trailblazers say, sometimes that motivation can have you jump off the porch, and you don't know which way you need to go because the motivation got you fired up, but you didn't sit still to see which way I need to go first. What do I need to do? Some motivation does that to you, but I promise you, if you sit down and make the calculations before your change, then all of a sudden you be turned into Samuel L. Jackson's. I'm sick of these snakes on the plane. And all of a sudden he know what he's doing. Everybody, boom, 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 they getting now. Because he went in there with a calculated jump after he sat down, saw what needed to be done, and then he made action after that because he got tired of being reactive to save himself. He took the reins and became reactive and started taking care of other people. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. I know y'all get it, but you're going to get it. I blow the whole paycheck at Whole Foods. Not sure. Oh, no. So now I'm finna mess with you. I know you playing, but somebody out there is reading this, and they be like, they blow the whole paycheck at Whole Foods. But think about it. Remember I told you, and I'm just using this for example. I know you playing. But that's that part where I say your biggest people can be their biggest distraction. For one, if your strategy and your system and the change that you're doing, and it says where you're going to direct and delegate money to move in your business, you might not be able to afford Whole Foods. You might need to still be shopping at Walmart. You might need to be shopping at Thrift and Save. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might need to still be going to your local farmers market for your vegetables because you can't pay the up price at Whole Foods. That's how we become, just that simple. That's how we become our biggest distraction. Remember, know where your money's going. I can see that. I knew y'all was going to get the mess with him. Mr. Quick turns it to gold, though. Those plates are next level, boy. The Quicks be over there throwing down. You see them plates? Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to get up to the loop. The cost of food at Whole Foods will take anyone check. That's right, Nelson. Oh, man, y'all are hilarious to me. Yeah, they don't understand because some people charge $300. I'm sorry, I knew that was, but it just felt right to say that. It's still in the same predicament. But if you pay $300 and get $1 million worth of knowledge, no comparison. I do agree on that. I'm glad I had mentors. I ran across because some gave it to me, and I'm like, you sure you telling me this? I'm yo, what? Rich is in the building. What's going on, fam? Rich probably out there getting them bags. I know you is, Rich. I know you getting them bags. Hey, Rich, the Quicks. I love the speaking. Hey, Rich. Waiting to get Venetia back. Hit a day in Ohio running the rentals rapid. Man, I know you getting them unlimited miles. I know it. Venetia. I love it. What up, Nelson? Sorry to hear that. Glad you're okay. Yeah. I'm talking because I forgot that we already talked about it. Like that happened a while back. But yes, we are happy that you are good, Rich, and say we are good. And they over here talking about Ohio has too many deer. OMG, yes. $20 meat bundles. I can't with y'all. Y'all are hilarious, man. I love y'all. But yeah, that's what we've been doing tonight. Sit still before you make a change. I know when we started this, y'all was like, BG, you talking about a snake. You talking about green dot. What does green dot have to do with anything? I promise you, the lessons that you learned in life, the things that you've been through, your experiences, we're not utilizing them to our full potential. We hear the sayings. We know the sayings. We're not diving deep into it because, and I get it, we are all in survival mode. We're staying reactive and we're not taking the time to breathe, sit down. That's part of that video with downtime. Because one thing I learned about God, when you won't sit still, he has a way of sitting you still. Now, if you want to stop being your worst enemy, stop being your own biggest distraction, take it from me. You might want to sit still and make the right change before God sits you still. And you don't know what God sit still look like. It looks different from everybody. That's why we have cemeteries that's full of unwritten books, full of innovative ideas, full of music that we never heard, full of people that could have changed the life of others that we never got to meet. So you better sit still before you make changes. That's too drastic before God sit you still. Because you not only become your biggest distraction, you become a distraction for the purpose that he has on your life, using the gifts that he gave you. I ain't gonna go no deeper. I ain't gonna go no deeper. I'm gonna go through and make sure I clean up the last of the, make sure I don't miss none on the comments before we get up out of here. Last weekend we hit 1750 for 700. Woo! What's that? 250 a mile roughly? You're not finna. We gonna celebrate this accomplishment because I like numbers. 1750. That's what we say. Yep, 1750. 232 a mile. Rich, you got $50? Can I borrow $50? I need $50 till tomorrow. Congrats, Rich. Oh man, congrats, man. I'm happy for you, fam. I love seeing y'all, man. Texas got too many tolls, received a high bill. Texas got tolls, but I promise you this. They not as high as New York. Just saying. Let's see what else we got. Been chilling with my little one, about to get back out there. That's that downtime. We're gonna cover all that in that downtime video that y'all gonna get next. That's the next video that y'all gonna get. We're gonna cover that. We're gonna cover that. That's that downtime video. Man, that's the true BGA fam. We're gonna figure it out. Hey, I told you one thing about me. BGA might fool around, we might have good times, but you one thing I ain't gonna do, you ain't gonna get a lie to me. I done those days. That was when I was little because mama don't whoop me. And I always got caught. Besides, it's too much to keep up with a lie. I don't have time. That's a distraction for me if I tell a lie, because now I got to remember the lie. Let's just be transparent. I already have enough time keeping up with all the positive stuff I got going on. I ain't finna add no negative to my life. And hand clap for Rich. I love it. Now, I'm not caught up on these comments. So now y'all know what I want you to do, because it's time to get up out of here. I ain't got no load. I'm still on downtime. I already took care of some stuff. We got to get some stuff going next week. But for those of you that already got your load, we'll get to that in a minute. You know what it's time to do. If you're driving, keep driving. Just listen. Don't close your eyes. Don't do none of that. Don't do none of that. Don't do none of that. I want everybody else to close their eyes and bow their head so we can get up out of here. Our Father God, we once again, as humbly as we know how, want to say thank you. Thank you for bringing us all together from last week. Thank you for all the successes that you have bestowed upon us this week and the successes that you're going to bestow upon us in the future. We ask that you continue to watch over us. And most of all, Jesus, we ask you for the part of peace. Peace, be still. Help us find that way, that ability to sit still. Listen to your words. Listen to your guidance. Follow the plan that you have on our life, so that when we make the changes that are necessarily according to your will, we can walk in the direction that you want us to go and not the way our negative desires might lead us. We ask that you continue to walk with us, lead us, and guide us, not just for ourselves, but to help our family, to lead us and guide us to the point where we can not just tell how great you are, but spread the word, spread the wealth, spread the help to help others so that we can be a blessing upon their lives. We just ask you to continue to watch over us and keep us, and thank you in advance for bringing us back together next week. We want to say thank you for all these and many more future blessings in your darling son, Jesus' name, amen. And just like that, fam, it is a wrap. It's good. Now, I want y'all to take what we've been talking about, and I promise you, y'all just heard in the prayer when I said peace, be still. It's a video. We talked about this. Peace is a virtue. Go back and watch it. I keep telling y'all, go back and watch the video. Day one, you get it. But other than that, I want y'all to go on ahead and get that bag. If you got your Friday pickup, Monday drop off, go and get you some rest and get that thing dropped off in the morning. If you're driving, be safe. Get there safe. And if you got a load that picks up on Monday, get that thing early and hit the road and go get the bags. For everybody else, go get all the bags you can. Get as many as you can. But for your boy BG, we done with this one. We time to go relax, go chill. We had a great day. Everything was successful, and we got to go get some rest so that we can be blessed to see another day tomorrow. So with that be saying, I got the video coming for y'all where we're going to talk about downtime. That's the next video, downtime. And that's coming. That's going to be coming out this week. So go ahead and be ready. If you ain't got your notification bell on, get ready. But as far as that, you know what I want you to do. This live is finished. Go get your videos. And as always, until the next video, y'all stay blessed.